morning, viewers across the world. I am Shosoya Babatunde Oluwaseyi. I am a professional music educator, scholar, historian, and choir master and an organist. It gladdens my heart to be here this morning, celebrating 20th CHOPIN, church, homes, and organ projects in Nigeria. The reason for being here this morning is to conduct a little interview for Mr. Larry Delano. Mr. Larry Delano, passion for organ music is innumerable. And I must tell you, of course, I start being corrected. In this country at the moment, looking at the doggedness and his passion for organ music is of the top notch. I do believe we are going to enjoy this interview. The interview is going to be in 3 sections. Thank you very much. Sir, can we meet you?
Good morning, Mr. Shosoya, and thank you very much for time to share with you the 20-year journey of CHOPIN, which is an acronym for Church and Home Organ Projects in Nigeria.
Yes.
Well, can you meet me? Yes, my name is Larry Delano, as you have said, and number 4 of 6 children.
Great.
From my parents, and I happen to be the most interested in music then.
Oh, incredible. That's great.
Because yeah, my parents were lovers of music, but they did not have the opportunity to study music formally.
Yes, sir.
And it was the wish that one of the 6 children, or all of the 6 children, should get into music. So that's the background.
So thank you so much. That was interesting. That was interesting. And now, be glad if you can tell us a little about your background now. Once more about your background. Have you been in the choir before? Is there anything? What is the love for the music all about? Especially organ music. Why?
Well, my background started in music. Started from the family home devotion,
Great.
which we used to have every morning, 5:30 a.m. We had morning prayers, and during the morning prayers, we sang 2 hymns,
Interesting.
just like a processional hymn and a recessional hymn.
Yes,
Then my father gives the homily, or whatever it's called, and along the line, sometime in the early 70s, he bought a piano, and he was a civil servant. So for him to have been able to purchase a piano was his interest in music.
Yes,
Likewise my mother's. So that was how we started, and I had to be accompanying, all of us actually, Fisoye, Yemi, myself. The first was not into it. He had left for secondary school before he bought the piano. So the journey started from early morning devotion in the early 70s on this. So that's the background.
Thank you so much. I do really appreciate that, sir. Now, I was just wondering, there is a lot of profession, doctor, lawyer, architect, and so on. So, what is your inspiration selling organ? Why selling organ? Is there any benefit of selling organ? Why, sir?
Well, selling, that's a long story.
Yes, you need to tell us.
Selling organs was not in my horizon
Great.
at the beginning. It was not in my vision even in the beginning. And I must say that selling organs is what in the spiritual balance you call a calling.
A calling, yes.
It's a calling, because I never wrote a feasibility study. I never worked in an organ company. I never played the organ.
Well, that is you have been ordained to sell organ, I guess.
Probably, that is how you can put it. That's why I said it's a calling. Ordained by God.
I guess that's why you're #1 in the country, as far as I'm concerned.
Probably.
I guess.
Yeah, I did like the organ sound, I did. I still attend St. Jude's Church in Butemeta, and
That's the cathedral.
yeah, when I started old enough to go into what you call the church Agba, then I started hearing the organ, and I was really fascinated. Then it was SS Taiwo, by his late now, of course, and Mr. Yinka Shewale. I just admired them and the sound of the organ, and I got very curious. Whenever we went for communion in St. Jude's and we are coming back, we go through the organ loft, and I always stood for a second to watch what was going on.
I guess you have the same with mine. I remember vividly, I was a young boy at St. Peter's Flagey School. One of my articles, I put it there. Then we have opportunity taking us to St. Peter's Church to have a service. And I could remember vividly Dr. Christopher Polade, CON, on the organ playing. I just...
He actually played at my wedding
wow,
in 1987.
Dr.
Christopher Polade.
Oh, I guess we have the same. So, I guess I'm going to ask you the last question for this section. Yes, I want you to know, because I don't know, the situation of the country is worrisome and it's getting out of hand. Especially people don't appreciate classical music. People don't even spend money on classical music. So my question now is selling the organ a good business in this country? Because the tradition that we have in this country, apart from the old church, like St. John's, like Ebute, or having organ, most of the church does not even believe in organ anymore. You know, they prefer using a keyboard. So, is it any this organ business?
Obviously, selling organs is a profitable venture. Though, when I was going to start this, I was in Germany when they started. And I sent information to Nigeria, to the one or two captains of industry, that, hey, I come across this. It was one evening in Western Germany, and I found myself in a community, in a village that was hosting what is called the Hessentag. Hessentag is a German festival at the end of the year. So this was about November in 2001, and got in there, and it wasn't only the organ that was on display, several household things and all that, and then the internet also was being displayed, or the carrier, and people lined up to use the free internet. And we had 2 minutes or something to do whatever on the internet, and then I was on the queue. The man before me was on an organ website. When he got up, when he finished, he looked at me excited and said, this thing on that he's browsing on, they have a shop, a stand in the exhibition place. I didn't think too much of what he said. I just minimized when it got my turn, and I went on my own thing, sending emails to friends in Nigeria. This was in 2001.
Oh, great.
And after 3 minutes, I got up and I said, okay, this man said there is something somewhere. And I got up and I walked to the place, and I saw the store with a few digital organs. I was surprised and dazed, because I must confess to you, I never saw a digital organ in my life.
Wow.
All I saw through 2001 were the pipe organs at St. Jude's, then St. Peter's Aremo Cathedral Church in Marina, and all. But going to that stand, I saw the console, which is like the console of the pipe organ, with 2 manuals. I looked again, I saw a 3 manual. I didn't see pipes. So there was this gentleman who was in charge of the store. His name is Thomas. He walked up to me and said, hi, wanted to market. And I said, hey, what's going on here? Is this an organ? He said, yes. I could fiddle with some little chords and things. I had the sound. I said, hey,
What's going
This
on
is
there?
an organ? He said, yes. I will always tell people that was my first time. I've seen 2001 November in Western Germany. And I now went on to ask him more questions, and he quickly did like that. Me, no English, small. I call my boss. And then, fast forward, we called this boss, spoke to him in German. There is somebody at the store, blah, blah, blah. The boss said, let me speak with, to me. He got the phone, and he was speaking very fluent English. Then I said, are you German or American? He said, it's German. Then he said, okay, Mr. Delano, I'll be with you in the next 30 minutes. A few miles away. Well, that was enough to keep me wondering. And twinkle of an eye, 30 minutes was there. The gentleman came, oh, hello, blah, 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 what's your name? And he is Data Schuster. He's late now, unfortunately. May his soul rest in peace. So Data spoke to me. I said, what is this? Explain this to me. In a few words, he explained it's electronic, it's this, it's that, it's cheaper than the pipe organ. Pipe organs are being phased out, pipe organ is getting obsolete, blah, 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 blah. And the exhibition was now planning, getting to closing time. He said, look, let's go over and have some pizza and beer in somewhere down the road. I said, this is interesting. I want to know more about this. Then he said, where am I from? I said, Nigeria. He pronounced it Nigeria, oh, Nigeria. I said, yes, Nigeria. Oh, fine, blah, blah, blah. I asked him, have you ever been to Nigeria? He said, he's never been to Africa. Talk less of Nigeria. Then, straight up, I just said, look, would you like to sell this in Nigeria? Because I had never seen it. And well, maybe I have some entrepreneurial skills and business ideas. I just put it straight to him. Do you think we can sell this? He said he doesn't know. Do I think I can sell it? I said yes. Let's go and drink some beer and pizza and let's talk about it. So that was how the interest and Data Schuster and we got together, we went to drink beer. Where am I based? Well, I was shuttling then between the UK and Germany and occasionally to Nigeria. But myself and my family were based in London then. But I had things doing in Germany occasionally. So we got talking, let's go to Nigeria, let's do this. And I must tell you, Data Schuster keyed into the idea straight up. Let's go to Nigeria, let's sell this, let's sell that. Then he gave me flyers, leaflets, everything concerning the organs there. They were mostly European organs. And I said, fine. So that's it. Talked about it, got the things. I sent the brochures and things to my contacts in Nigeria. Then, hey guys, see what I have stumbled upon. What do you think? The response was not encouraging. Because they just sent back the message, oh, there are loads of these organs. There's a big major supplier in Ibadan then called Rational Bookshop. It has loads of it. It's all over the place. This and that. Oh my God. I couldn't tell Schuster immediately my findings. But something kept on. Whatever it is, kept on and saying, if there were so many of this stuff in Nigeria and I had never seen anything, that means it's not popular enough.
Of course.
And all that. So I told my contacts again, sent message round, and then it was not easy communicating. Send this person, this one doesn't have email, blah, 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 but I had some good two people. And I said, let's try and sell these things there. The people said, look, there's no need that. To make matters worse, the economy is bad. And churches are no more.
You've been doing
that the economy had started going, downwards. And the people are not even buying organs anymore. That they are using keyboards. And the keyboards have electronic whatever, and that you can simulate the organ sound, and that I should forget it. And keyboards are even much cheaper than even the digital organ, talk less of the pipe organs. Again, something just told me, forget about this. I'm going to Nigeria, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to go ahead with it. And that's how I started.
Wow, incredible. That was interesting. I believe the viewers, you have listened to Mr. Delano, the journey so far on the Allen organ. This is going to be the end of the first section.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Sorry, the Allen organ was not even the first organ I sold. It was the organ which Schuster had. But like I said, it's a whole lot of story and history. But that was how the journey started. It's not through working in an organ company, not through going for an organ recital, not through advice, not through mentoring, not through anything. It was a spontaneous thing and decision, which I believe there is some forces or backing behind.
As I said earlier, you ordained yourself.
So, thank you very much,
thanks so much,
Mr. Shoson.
No problem. We're coming back for the second section. Thank you. Yeah, we're back again for the second section of the interview. Thank you so much, viewers. So, Mr. Delano, thank you so much. It's really interesting being with you. So, without wasting our time, let me quickly go to the next question that I have for you, sir. What is the most significant problem regarding sales of organ in this country?
I need to compartmentalize your question.
It's okay by me, sir?
Into the problems. Is it, well, you have said vicar or organist or...
Problem meditating organ selling in this country. Yes.
I think the first problem is financial.
Yes.
It's financial. Yeah. And that has nothing to do with the priests or organists or whatever. The organ is pricey, yeah. Most especially the brand which I sell, which is the Allen organ. It's supposed to be, or rather it is the most, it's the Rolls Royce of organs.
No doubt about
Allen
that.
Organ is the biggest organ manufacturing company in the world. And it's a family business. And so it's not all about commercializing it, which makes it pricey. Now, when I first started, it was the price that was mitigating against purchase of the organ. Because anywhere I went, they assumed they wanted just the keyboard, which is, well, maybe 150,000 naira. And then I tell them, and, well, another problem was definition of the organ.
Organ, yes, of course.
Most customers didn't know then the difference between the organ and the keyboard.
Both of them,
so when they call, they want to buy an organ, I go there wanting to sell an organ of 3 million naira. Then I get there, they say, hey,
what?
We are looking at 150,000 or 200,000.
Oh, that's big.
Then problems will start. You are this, you are that. How can we be talking about this? Somebody wants to sell an organ, somebody has gone and said 150. Then I had to, kind of be diplomatic as well as be patient. It took a while before I knew that the definition of organ was not well known amongst customers.
Of course.
That was a major problem. So I had to tell them this is a keyboard, this is an organ. So I had to start doing a lot of presentation and education. So that was, and I must say that I got, well, I don't know how to talk about that, but there were my first 1, 2, 3 churches wanted to buy keyboards at 250,000 naira, and they ended up buying organs at 4 million naira.
Incredible, that's great.
It was, well, I'm not saying it was just all marketing, conviction, and being able to educate them. And the trend went on and on and on and up till now.
People are still...
To 2022, the greatest problem is financial.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Then the next one, next one we'll be talking about this organ business, organ playing, without talking about organist. You understand? You are selling the organs, huh? But some people are playing the organ. What is your relationship with the organist that plays the organ? What relationship do you have with that? Do you have any relationship with organists that play the organs, huh?
Yeah. I cannot say categorically that how the relationship is, because I take it as you win some, you lose some.
Of course.
Most of the organists have been in this field before I even started. So I was like coming into their space, and you know naturally what happens when you are like an intruder in the space of some people. So I leave that to the imagination of viewers or listeners. So, however, I realized that most organists as well needed a lot of education. I am a graduate of music.
Yes, sir.
I finished in the University of Ife in 1982.
That's right.
And 20 years after was when I got this calling for organ business. Most organists I met in the business do not have the background I have. So that was one other area which took a while to understand. The organists had skills.
No doubt.
They were skilled, but I don't think they had the whole knowledge
the business
for the profession they were in. But I must commend their skills in this thing. Oh, they're wonderful. They're great guys. But it's another thing being skilled, and it's another thing having adequate knowledge. It's just like the telephone, right? I can be given this telephone, whatever it costs. Yes, I can receive and send, but I may not be able to do attachments, email, Photoshop, blah blah blah. So it doesn't mean I cannot use the phone, but I don't know how to fully maximize the phone. So I felt that took me into organizing workshops and seminars and trainings, so that the organists will, you know, increase their knowledge about the organ, which I expected to make sales easier for me. Likewise, the priests, they also, I tried to enlighten them. I, using my own background, being a graduate of music, and I must say that we were only two that graduated between 1978 and 82.
Interesting.
So that knowledge and that exposure was necessary, and most of the customers or users didn't have them. So there was a bit of, you know, I know it, I can do it, you can do it, but along the line, we...
So thank you so much, sir. There's one thing I want to ask you, sir, about the CHOPIN organ. Have you ever had any resident organist that played there?
No, I don't know what you mean by CHOPIN organ. There is no CHOPIN organ.
Oh, sorry about that, sir.
Allen organ.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Pardon my ignorance. Yes, of course.
Yeah,
sorry, Allen organ. Do you have any resident organist before or now?
Yeah, I have worked with several organists. I mean, from year 2001 with starting with late Mr. Kayode Oni and Mr. Yinka Showole, who actually will be retiring from as an organist in the next 1 week. Yeah, Mr. Showole, great guy. I knew him at St. Jude's Entertainment and then now Cathedral. Talking about other organists, I've had them, friends and acquaintances with different kinds of relationships. But I must mention two organists. I use the word exceptional to me. One is Abayomi Eludire, who was organist at Oluwo Wesley Methodist Cathedral, Oluwo. Abayomi is in the States at the moment, and we worked very, very closely. He was very obedient and loyal. He was interested in the Allen organ and would do anything I asked him to do. A lot of demonstrations and all sorts. The other is Abiodun Falode, who is currently the resident organist at CHOPIN. Falode has demonstrated sincerity, loyalty, dedication, interest to Chopin and to Larry Delano. I must say that since we started the hymn episodes, which this time around is about 102 weeks, I have been seeing Falode every week for the past 102 weeks. I think he deserves it. He's loyal, he's dedicated, ready to learn, and ready to do whatever I ask him to do. So that's Abiodun Falode. So, but there are loads of other organists. I must again commend their skill, phenomenal skills. Those guys they are good guys in their own field, and I wish them all the best.
So the next question I'm going to ask you is, yes, how many organs have you sold since when you have been selling organs?
How many organs have I sold?
Yes.
The last count was 80.
Since the beginning?
And yeah, since inception. The dealer, there was a dealer before Chopin, dealer of Allen organs, who sold 20 organs in maybe 15 years or whatever. But I have 80, I had,
within 20 years, that was incredible.
80 organs, and for homes, schools, churches, yeah, those three, you know, and it's been good. You said, is it a viable business? Very, 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 very.
Oh,
despite the harsh economic conditions, you know. So I must give kudos to customers and churches and individuals who really squeeze themselves just because of the love for music. And also, talking about how many organs have I sold, I have also created employment for organists. For 80 organs, that means a minimum of one organist, that's 80. And many churches have assistant organists, yes. That's 160, and blah, blah, blah. So, yes, have I answered that question?
Yes, you answered that question.
And is 80 going on? Well, I'm glad to say that we just received 2 orders again in this 2022. We're in March now. Yeah, we received 2 good love letters.